Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Hare Krishna, can someone share today? Thank you very much for joining. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Status Q, Chapter 11, Chapter 11, title Calculation of Time from the Atom, verse number 36 and 37. Can someone share 3, 11, 36, 37 verses? Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavdinaistiki. Hari Om Tat Sat. Canto 3, Chapter 11, Calculation of Time from the Atom, verse number 36. Tasyaiva chante kalpo abhut yam padmam abhichakshate yad arer na visarasa asil loka saroruham. Tasyaiva chante kalpo abhut yam padmam abhichakshate yad arer na visarasa asil loka saroruham. Tasyaiva chante kalpo abhut yam padmam abhichakshate yad harerna visarasa asil loka saroruham. Word to word. Tasya, of the Brahma Kalpa, eva, certainly, cha, also, ante, at the end of Kalpa, millennium, abhut, came into existence. Yam, which Padma, abhichakshate is called, yat, in which, Hare, of the personality of Godhead, Nabi, in the navel, Sarasa, from the reservoir of water, Asit, there was, Loka, of the universe, Saroruham, lotus. Translation by Divine says, Bhakti Vedanta, Sanskrit the millennium which followed the first Brahma millennium is known as the Padma Kalpa, because in that millennium the universal lotus flower grew out of the navel reservoir of water of the personality of Godhead Hari. Please repeat. The millennium which followed the first Brahma millennium is known as the Padma Kalpa, because in that millennium the universal lotus flower grew out of navel reservoir of water of the personality of Godhead Hari. Purport. The millennium following the Brahma Kalpa is known as the Padma Kalpa, because the universal lotus grows in that millennium. The Padma Kalpa is also called Pitru Kalpa in the certain Puranas. Verse number 37. Ayam tu katita kalpo ditiyasyapi bharata varaha iti vikyato yatrasi chokaro harihi. Ayam tu katita kalpo ditiyasyapi bharata varaha iti vikyato yatra ase chokaro harihi. अयं तु कथितः कल्पो द्वितीयस्यापि भारत वाराह इति विख्यातो यत्र आसीत् सुकारो हरिः. Ayam, this too, but Katita, known as Kalpa, the current millennium. Didiyasya of the second half, Api, certainly, Bharata, O descendant of Bharata, Varaha, iti, thus, Vikyataha is celebrated, Yatra, in which Asit appeared, Sukara, Akshep, Arihi, the personality of Godhead. Translation by John Gayasi Bhakti Vedanta Samsa Gopal Vijay. O descendant of Bharata, the first millennium is in the second half of life of Brahma is also known as the Varaha millennium because the personality of Godhead appeared in that millennium as the hog incarnation. O descendant of Bharata, the first millennium in the second half of life of Brahma is also known as the Varaha millennium because the personality of Godhead appeared in that millennium as a hog incarnation. Purport. The different millenniums known as the Brahma, Padma, and Varaha kalpas appear a little puzzling for the layman. There are some scholars who also think that kalpas to be one and the same. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, the Brahma kalpa in the beginning of the first half appears to be the Padma kalpa. We can, however, simply abide by the text and understand that the present millennium is in the second half of the duration of life of Brahma. Try to understand this verses. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Gnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karodi Vachalam Pangam Langete Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Sri Gurum Devataran Paramanandamaram Sri Chaitanya Iswaram. Vancha Kalpatarubhisya Kripa Sindhubhyo Vaditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Dadati Swapadantikam. Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. So here a couple of things are mentioned about. I'm not going to go over the summary since I covered last time. So we'll try to understand some instructions from Lord Sri Krishna to Lord Brahma. We'll try to understand about this calculation about the Kalpa, Lord Brahma's time. So generally, as we did Yajna yesterday, sorry, I was not present for some time because of the cooking seva. So there you might have heard. So before the Yajna starts, we do the Sankalpa. Adya Brahmana Dvitiya Prabdhe Svetavara Kalpe Vayasvadamanvantre Vradam Bhadajam Dvipe. Obviously, this is Krauncha Dvipe. Whatever Kanda, Asmin Vyavahar and so Samvatsare, whatever Samvatsara, like this, we chant the Sankalpa, Adya Brahmana. So by under the care of a priest Pujari, within this Sveta Varaha Kalpa, right now, the time which is going on, Kalpa is coming down as 4.32 billion years, the time factor, which is a 1 day of Brahma, not even night. So that is almost Sahasragam, 1 day of Brahma is 1,000 yuga cycles. So the Kalpa is coming to 4.32 billion years, which contains this 14 manvantras, which is each manvantra is 71 yuga cycles, which is almost 306,720,000 years. See, 306,720,000 years. And two of those kalpas, 1 day, 1 night is again kalpa. So two of those kalpas becomes a 1 full day and night for a Brahma. Like that, there is 1 month is like 259.2 billion years. That is 2 kalpas. That means just 1 full day, 1 day and night together. And 1 month is 259.2 billion. And then the in between the manvantara there are sandhyas that has a certain time period also, almost 17, 28, 30, those many years. So according to Matsya Purana, so the 1 month is like 30 kalpas. So like that, 12 1 year is 12 months. Like that 100 years, that is Brahma's time, huge, trillions of years. So according to Matsya Purana, there are 30 kalpas. Out of that, there are, Matsya Purana lists 30 kalpas from 290 point chapter 3 to 12 lists 30 kalpas. Sveta, Nilalohita, Vamadeva, Ratnantara, Gaurava, Deva, Bruhat, Kandarpa, Sadhya, Ishana, Tama, Saraswata, Udana, Garuda, Kaurma, born of Purnima or full moon, Narasimha, Samana, Agneya, Soma, Manasa, Tatpurusha, Vaikunta, Lakshmi, Savitri, Gora, Varaha. 26th is Varaha. Vairaja is 27, 28th Gauri, 29 Maheswara, where Tripura Simhara happened in this kalpa, and 30 is Pitru or Kuhu. According to Vayu Purana, this is 34 kalpa. So in some other Purana, different kalpas, but we take as Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport, so as it is. So by hearing, why we should hear, what is the use of knowing this? So anything from Bhagavad Gita, from verse chapter 1 to last, Prabhupada also mentions, why do we need to chant these warriors in the battlefield, which is in chapter 1. Now everything in Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita is very, very important, which will give the revelations in the heart. Srunvata Sraddhaya Nityam Guna Swachestitan. Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagavan Visatayurdi. Persons who hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and are always taking the matter very seriously will have the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna manifested in their hearts within a short time, provided they are hearing with rapt attention. Pravishta Kannarandena Swanam Bhavasaroham Duno Disamalam Krishna Sililam Yatacharat. All the dirty contamination. The sound incarnation of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Lord, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, enters into the heart of a self-realized devotee, sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationship, and thus cleanses the dust of the material association, such as lust, anger, and hankering. Thus it acts like a autumn rains upon the pools of muddy water. So that is the benefit of hearing each and every word of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also visited this beautiful temple of the Varaha. So this is in chapter 9 of Madhya Leela, verse number 73. Sveta Varaha Deki Tanre Namaskari Pitambara Sivasthane Gela Gaurahari. At the Vruddhaloka, Lord Sri Chaitanya, this is in Tamil Nadu. At Vruddhaloka, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the temple of Sveta Varaha, the white boar incarnation. Because there is also, I think, red color incarnation, if I'm not mistaken. And Chakshusha, another Manvantara, Lord Varaha appeared also another time with a different color. This is white. We were talking about Sveta Varaha, means white boar incarnation. After offering him respect, the Lord visited the temple of Lord Shiva, wherein the deity is dressed with yellow garments. In the purport, Prabhupada mentioned, the temple of the white boar incarnation is situated at Vruddhaloka or Sri Moshnam. The temple is made of stone and is located about 1 mile south on an oasis known as Balipeetam. There is a deity of the white boar incarnation, above whose head Seshanaga serves as an umbrella. This is mentioned by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur in his purports also. Now coming to the Sveta Varaha Kalpa, Vaivasvata Manvantara. Right now, so the Vaivasvata Manu, this is the 51st day of Brahma is going on. And the white boar incarnation has appeared. So that's Sveta Varaha Kalpa. And the Vaivasvata Manvantara is going on. This is sun god, sun, Vaivaswan son, Vaivasvata. So he became the Manu. So Vaivasvata Manu is the 7th Manu. And then Astavimsati, that is 28th Chatur Yuga of the current Manu. And we are in the Pradhamapadi, first quarter of Kali Yuga. That is the current time period. Why we should know? Because then it gives an understanding. So what we are supposed to do with the life. So time is the essence. So one of the important point is being made is Avyartha Kaladam, Nama Gana Sadarati, Priti Vasati Sthala. These are the qualities of an advanced devotee, pure devotee. Out of 10 qualities, Avyartha Kaladam, he doesn't waste any time. Generally, we are very particular, we pay attention to the time when it is our flight. We have to catch a flight, we have to catch a train, or very important meeting or a $1 million business, something, then we pay attention. But other than that, we don't really pay it. Our very important meeting office, but our regular temple services or anything else, we really don't pay attention to this time factor. But if you look at Srila Prabhupada's his life, so Prabhupada actually, the time, the three modes didn't control Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada controls the time. So he exactly on the dot, wherever he was traveling or not, was exactly following his routine schedule. Doesn't matter what's going on in and around. So that is the quality of a pure devotee. He knows exactly the time represents Lord Krishna. So, because that is one of the subject matter in Bhagavad Gita, we see that. So Lord Brahma is instructing. So the two things we can understand is we must avoid speculation. So as we can see from this instruction from coming down from Lord Krishna, within the heart of Lord Brahma is being given. Lord Brahma asked, Lord Krishna is instructing Lord Brahma, so before you do creation, you may get sometimes otherwise come into illusion or covered up these three modes of material nature, be under the influence of three modes of material nature. So for that, Lord Krishna has given assurance and given the instruction, clear instruction, 5 instructions. Prabhupada mentions that in the purport, where how bhakti is practiced by performing worldly duties in the form of carrying out commands of the Supreme Lord. So there's in Brahma Samhita, so Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur has clearly given this 58 to 62. The first one is mentioned when the pure spiritual existence is excited by means of cognition and service. Super excellent unalloyed devotion characterized by love of Godhead is awakened towards Krishna, the beloved of all souls. 58th verse of Brahma Samhita, very important point, which talks about our Sambandha Jnana. What is that Sambandha? Bhakti Vinod Thakur has written this Dasamula Tattva. So that's what we hear. It is talked about 7 points of Dasamula Tattva. So Dasamula Tattva includes 10 of them. First one is the Pramana, Amnaya Sutra. So proof of Shastra. Everything must be done as per the scriptural injunctions. Otherwise, yes, Shastra Vidim Usrija Vartate Kamakarna Satyam Navapno Lalapate Param. There will no benefit. If we don't follow the Shastra injunctions, then we will not have any result whatsoever. We will be running in the whirlpool. That is the first point of this Dasamula Tattva. Second point, now the 9 other points are being made is coming down. So the first one is Pramana, other 9 is called Prameya. And out of these 9, first 3 are talking about Lord Krishna, next 3 are talking about Jiva, and next one is talking about the relationship between the Jiva and the Krishna. And then the 9th is talking about Abhideya, our practice aspect, and then the last one is the goal. So the first one is that the Pramana of Sutra, Shastras. So the next one is the Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. And Lord Krishna is the supreme absolute. That is second. Third one is Lord Krishna is endowed with all his energies. And fourth one is Lord Krishna is the ocean of rasa, so is next about the Jiva. Jivas are all separated parts of the Lord. And the sixth one is the Jiva in bound state, conditioned state, are under the influence of matter. And then the seventh one, in the liberated state, Jivas are free from the influence of matter. Then the eighth one, Jivas and material world, this is talking about relation, are both different from and identical to the Lord. So this is what established by Sri Chitra Mahaprabhu. Achincha Veda Abheda Tattva. One is inferior, one is superior. Material world, Prakriti is inanimate, is inferior, and Jiva is superior, having the cognition. So then the 9th one is pure devotion is the practice of Jivas. And the 10th is the pure love of Krishna is the goal. So these are the 10 Dasamula Tattva has been talked about. So the first instruction Lord Krishna is telling before when you do any service, so you must have this unalloyed devotion characterized by the love of Godhead is awakened. So real knowledge is nothing but knowledge of one's relationship to the absolute, identical with the knowledge of subject natures of Chit and Achit and Krishna and of their mutual relationship. So mental speculation is not eluded. So we should avoid mental speculation. That is the first and foremost point we see from Lord Brahma's life. So we have to avoid speculation. We should be always following the authority of the sadhu and shastra and guru. And we will also see that second point from Lord Brahma's life is the austerity. So Lord Rashbadev is also instructing. Tapo divyam putraka yena siddham satya brahma saukyam mihanantam. Austerity in waking up early in the morning, of consistent sadhana, austerity in performing devotion service, despite so many obstacles may come, whether it's a weather condition, whatever, family situation, or whatever the situation is, service must be taken with the highest priority. The consistent service must be there. We see from the examples of His Grace Jayananda Prabhu from San Francisco, she's always in the service till his last day. So that's why Srila Prabhupada said he went back to Godhead. By looking at the practice of a devotee, we can say whether he went back to Godhead or whether he's coming back. So next instruction, Lord Krishna is the highest devotion is attained by slow degrees by the method of constant endeavor for self-realization with the help of a scriptural evidence, theistic conduct, and perseverance in practice. This perseverance is very important. One must be, as Brahma is also, Lord Brahma is also instructing later on in the 10th canto, 14th chapter, I think. 14th verse maybe, forget 14th chapter. So there also, Tattena Kampan Susamikshamano Bunjana Eva Pratam Vipagam Hudvak Vapubir Vedadan Namaste Jivepade Sadayavak Muktipade Sadayavak, where one must be very tolerant with so many difficulties or so many things may come out from our heart as we perform services. We must be very tolerant and continue on our service. We shouldn't be intolerant and give up service or run away, false renunciation, as we were discussing in other days. So that's why here clearly we can see Lord Krishna is instructing Lord Brahma to follow this method of constant endeavor for self-realization and scripture with the scriptural evidence, theistic conduct, and perseverance in practice. So this will help in our consistent sadhana. Next point is being made that abandoning all meritorious performance, serve me with faith. That means people may have this feeling of pious and impious. Both are not going to help. We have to perform devotion service, which is akarma. So abandoning all meritorious performance, serve me with faith. The realization will correspond to the nature of one's faith. The people of the world act ceaselessly in pursuance of some ideal. By meditating on me, by means of those deeds, one will obtain devotion characterized by love in the shape of the supreme service. So the unalloyed devotion. So there's Anyavilashita Sunyam Gnana Karmadana Anukulyena Krishna Bhakti Uttama. That is Uttama Bhakti. We have to come to. Yes, in sadhana stage, as Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, that ta means pure devotion service, but he can ask for protection when he is in danger. But that is at the sadhana stage, sadhaka stage. That is considered pure devotional service still, devoid of karma or jnana or yoga. But he may ask for protection when he is in danger, health issue, or whatever the case may be. But when is the pure devotee, for Prahlad Maharaj or Ambarish Maharaj, they never ask. Haridas Thakur, they don't, even some issue comes, health issue or big problem, like Prahlad Maharaj thrown into so many things, but still he was not worried. He was not asking for protection either. Ambarish Maharaj, the demon was ready to kill him. Durvas Muni produced a demon, but Ambarish was not worried. He was just simply going on, continuing on meditation. Same thing with Haridas Thakur. People were beating him left and right, but he was asking, praying to the Lord to relieve them from this material condition. So that we can see clearly. So the characteristics of the pure devotee. So at sadhana, we are not the pure devotee yet. We are in the practice of the pure devotion. So that's why it is very important to understand that. So we can ask for protection when we are in danger. That's not a problem. So next, Supreme Lord Shri Krishna is instructing, listen, O Vidhi, I am the seed, that is the fundamental principle of this world of animate and inanimate objects. I am the Pradhana, the substance of matter. I am Prakriti, material cause. I am Purusha, efficient cause. This fiery energy that belongs specially to the Brahman, that inherits in you, has also been conferred by me. It is by bearing this fiery energy that you regulate this phenomenal world of animate and inanimate objects. So clearly, Lord Krishna is instructing here. So the next is instructing, same thing. So the Lord is the supreme controller, is the cause of all causes being laid out. So by following these principles, then he will be able to not be attached to these three modes of material nature, not be attached to lust, anger, greed, and all the illusions. Rather, he will be always situated in the devotion service. So now, so we'll also try to understand Lord Varaha appeared in the anthill in Lord this is in Skanda Purana. This has been explained how Lord Varaha appeared on the anthill. This is in Tirupati. So one time Lord Varaha assumed a form of boar and grazed in the Samantaka field of Vasu at night. Vasu used to see its footprints during the day, followed it, but could not locate. So one night he lay God in the field with his bow and arrows. When he saw the magnificent boar, which luster was like the million moons, Vasu took up his bow and roared like a lion. The boar went away from the field. Vasu started following it and followed it through the night. Then he saw the boar enter inside an anthill. The luster of the boar made the anthill appear like a mountain with the radiance of full moon behind it. Then Vasu dug the anthill, but seeing the boar, he fell down unconscious. Then Lord Varaha gave instruction to his son. Seeing his father falling down unconscious, the son of Vasu was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, Lord Varaha. The Lord became pleased. He gave instructions to the son by possessing Vasu as a medium. Lord Varaha said that he resides permanently in that anthill. The king should be told to install and worship him there. The anthill should be consecrated with the milk of a black cow. A rock slab lying within the anthill should be made into a deity of Lord Varaha with Bhudevi seated on his left lap. The deity should be installed by Brahmanas and Vikanasas. Every day the deity should be bathed with the milk of a dog, tiny cultured cow up to the foot pedestal. And so a wall should be built on the north and southern sides. After giving this message, Lord Varaha left Vasu and he regained the normal consciousness. And later then the Vasu informs the king Tondaman about this message of Lord Varaha. Then later on this temple was built. So we see in Tirupati this Varaha Swami's temple. So in this way we can understand about this Sveta Varaha Kalpa and how Lord Brahma is conducting his business by performing devotion service, and where it is mentioned also in Brahma Samhita, there are two Gayatri mantras he received. First one is after doing the tapasya of meditation, the Supreme Lord, one day almost gone, he was searching who he is and he went throughout the lotus stem, but he couldn't find. Then he heard this tapa, 2 syllables. Then he started meditating. Then Suddha Saraswati, Gayatri, Suddha Saraswati. This is not the Saraswati here in this material world. There is Suddha Saraswati in the spiritual world. So sometimes we say Rama Devi again. Material world is different from Rama Devi, Lord Vishnu's consort in the spiritual world. So we have to be careful or cognizant of these facts. So Suddha Saraswati has given this Gayatri mantra, first Gayatri mantra, Krishna Gayatri, in the heart of Lord Brahma. Then he was initiated, and again with the second Gayatri mantra. There, Prabhupada explains that that by those who wants material desires, other desires they have, so those will be fulfilled as well. So that's why we should be very cautious what we ask, what we desire when we are chanting this Kama Gayatri and Krishna Gayatri, those who are second initiated. So we should be very careful in what we desire. So that can fulfill the and give us Krishna prema, and it also can fulfill all other material desire. So that's why we have to be very careful in not asking about these material desires. So thank you very much for patiently listening. Randra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Anyone has reflections, comments, questions, corrections?
Hari Bol, Jai.
Krishna Prabhu. All Shri Prabhupada.
Oh, glory Shri Prabhupada. Thank you very much, Krishna Prabhu. I'd like to wish you all a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. Breaking fast time, Pana time today is 7:14 or something, 7:14 to 10:19 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. We'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting 3 times. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Jai Nrsimha, Jai Nrsimha, Jai Jai Nrsimha, Prahladesh, Jai Padma Mukha Padma Bringa, Ugra Veera Mahavishwam Sarvatomukam Nrsimham Vishnu Bhattaram Nityam Namamyam. Nrsimha Bhagwan ki
Jai.
ki jai.
Jai.
Let's offer our humble obeisance and lotus feet of all the assembled obeisances. Vancha kalpatarubhasya Patitanam Pavanebhayo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Vaishnavinda ki jai. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Gaur Premanande.
Hare
Hari Bol.
Thank you, Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Bol.
you, everybody.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.